YouTube, what up? It's your boy Clipper the Clipper, and I'm back at it. This is the second video of today, and today I'm going to be laying it all out, actually directing it to a YouTuber known as Bro.Sanchez TV, who is now live talking about the government and how the government is using UFO videos to stir up controversy. So Deshae Frost, bro, here it is. If you ever wanted to know anything about a UFO, and for Bro Sanchez TV, I just want to start off by letting you know something, and I want other people's ear to be lended. To start off, we on the same page, Bro Sanchez, when it comes down to the thought that other people, don't think that these people that is covering the UFOs and stuff are getting paid for no reason. Alright? We're on the same page. There's a lot of people employed getting paid for no reason. However, Brother Sanchez, I gotta tell you something about your channel. Your channel is the definition of what we call misleading or spam due to your demeanor about the situation. I'm gonna lay it ahead for you because you aren't certified or go through certain tests, to talk about this to the public because of the aura you bring, Brother Sanchez TV. So like I said, Deshae, a UFO is a bubble, okay? UFOs and aliens is gas. Brother Sanchez, if you haven't watched any of my videos, you probably haven't. I told you different embodiments of aliens was due to the test. It had to be. If Eve ate, you gain weight. If you starve, you get a big head and a big body. That's certain embodiments of the aliens. So what you're not putting the pieces together is that you also acknowledge Satan, Baphomet, and the devil, which can be true to people that's on certain spots in certain places of the map. Okay, this is old information being new information to you. So there's no Satan in Pakistan and in Hindu, but if there's a Satan in America, then we keep living. And you keep, Brother Sanchez, you keep painting this narrative that there's no such thing as any type of entity. Now, if we acknowledge, right, that there's no type of entity and that this is all man-made and this is them controlling us, then you make another argument, Brother Sanchez, that the people that you blame that is controlling us, you're gonna give them another angle in life to become aggressive and attack us if you get a following and you persuade a following that these certain elites is misguiding us. Now, like I said, Deshae Frost, a UFO is a bubble, okay? And there's different types of UFOs. Now, the question is, can an alien shapeshift into a craft? Can an alien turn magically into a spaceship? So, Brother Sanchez, we don't need Brother Sanchez to have this specific appearance that he has and then showing content from licensed and certified people on the education. We don't need Brother Sanchez to downplay everything that these people say, because all they'll do is just get frustrated and shut down the angle and shut down the line, despite if Brother Sanchez got a point or not. Okay? Another thing, Brother Sanchez, you're not really familiar with, but you're talking about, and everybody else is guilty of the same thing, is the incorporeal, is the ghostly intangible, okay? And that is what the government people that's above us that have the word and have to say, that's what they acknowledge the most. They don't want to come out and tell the regular public that there is a such thing as ghosts, or that there's a ghost realm, and there's a ghostly realm that walks among us. They don't want to tell you that there's a digital effect to the simulation, to where there probably is a blanket over our eyes and little spots after you rub your eyes can be into the other dimension. You know, when you rub your eyes and you see the spots, maybe that's the incorporeal dimension. Maybe a 4-foot alien can turn into a little roach or an ant. Maybe you can kill the ant, but being that it was in the ant avatar and not the gray alien, that only the ant died and the gray alien lives on. It's the incorporeal effect. Now, which people don't understand about the incorporeal effect. When it comes to corporeal, that means the flesh embodiment, right? When it has this ghostly appearance at first, it's absorbed through electricity, right? And it's digital. It looks digital. So if you see a giant or if you see an alien, what if it looks digital? You're complaining about CGI in the 1950s. Were they able to edit videos? Were they able to edit photos and use a CGI back in the 1950s? Yes, they were. They was able to produce Cabbage Patch Babies also. Right or wrong? This is the definition of the spam. This is why a UFO, or also known as a bubble, can be seen. It captures the attention to whoever it captures, right? And if it doesn't get seen, it lands or it takes its job. It makes its job, it does its job. If it's just to show there and just disappear, it walked the catwalk. It was like a model. It was like a good looking model. It ran the runway. Okay? We don't need Brother Sanchez to be up here saying certain things is fake or everything is fake, when in all reality, the incorporeal looks digital. It looks digital. It looks like CGI. That's the trick. That's how you know human beings or aliens that's above the human beings is outmastered, and that's what we're looking for. Who outmastered the top dog? If you ever seen the incorporeal, and everybody always does, it has the silver, the pewter silver, or the white color. That's symbolic to a ghost. A jinn is blue and is gray. It goes incorporeal. It's in the other dimension. Okay? Certain ways to mess with the incorporeal. And in 2026, we don't know. We have this automatic sense in our body, all of us as human beings, on how to get a certain type of concentration, and hopefully whatever we want and need could come into fruition because we concentrated on it. That's true. Okay. But then again, no matter how much you concentrate, when you think higher and you think about quote unquote God, you still get gray confused. So it's like a robot or a machine. That's the point. They made two separate arguments. And us as human beings, it's all about your intelligence on how you download the information. They told you realistically there's robots and machines that's controlling human beings, and then you also see the ghostly realm that's not really a UFO. You're showing the Pokemon looking UFO, the Staryu. It's called Staryu or Starmie, right? And what you fail to realize is certain storms, like tornadoes and stuff, they capture the sea life and they bubble the sea life. And they throw the sea life everywhere. And they can do that with birds and squirrels and everything. And guess what? The storm is so strong, and the dimensions and how it's blowing, the animals is going to have a safe landing. They're not going to come down flat, splat, and squashed. You know, if something like a storm is made from water, it'll be attracted to another embodiment of water, and it's like a miracle. It's a perfect miracle in which the animals can get transferred over there. Okay? Now, I told everybody there's gases in the middle, the core the core beyond the crust of the earth. It's in the core. And those gas storms and all of that, they explode all the time. Swamp storms and everything. Not to mention there's something called tar. And the reason why they keep telling you gravity is real is because certain embodiments, such as rocks that's in the sky, they get tar on them. They get tar on them, and then the tar makes a rock that's filled with volume and vibration look like a technology or a UFO or a spaceship. In all reality, it's not. It's just a perfect craftsman, a perfect craft. You ever went to the bathroom, took a number 2, and your feces look like something? It looked like a letter, or it looked like you had pareidolia because you had to check your feces. No blood in your feces and stuff like that. That's exactly how it is when a UFO is created, when certain UFOs is created. They told you it's robots, it's certain types of embodiments, and then it's a realm. It's like a dead land, and you don't believe that that we live in a dead land. And then when me personally, I tell you, what about if I tell you you're dead already? And then you go processing how you think, and then you come to the realization, I just told you something real. You start to understand where I'm coming from. It's timed. It's a time simulation. It's like Sims just playing the video game. Kind of, sort of. But we don't need your embodiment calling everything spam. Because you're clearly, this is Bro Sanchez, you're clearly spooked on all the content. He just won't keep it 100. He won't keep it real and say, okay, this might be real. He's just saying everything is fake, but deep down inside in his soul, down into the root of his stomach, he's scared because he's seen the real life footage. People on the West Coast don't have everyday contact with people on the East Coast. They look outside their window, they see Sasquatch and Bigfoot walking down the street, about to go back to the mountains in the jungle. And the people on the East Coast, we still asking if Sasquatch is real or not. They using Sasquatch blood type to make Cabbage Patch babies. All of us got Sasquatch in us. Just like most of us got rat DNA, and they'll never tell you that it won't go with the body because they put it somewhere else because it goes with the brain. It makes you learn. The rat DNA makes you learn in the negative, and they know it. That's what I'm saying. YouTubers, y'all got cocky, right? Because y'all got paid a lot of money. But the reason why y'all getting paid a lot of money is so YouTube can make sure that you can pay off these big time celebrities for a lawsuit or a settlement, so you won't get YouTube shut down or any other type of social media platform. Because let's just face it, the people that you're making content about, they made it blockbuster. You're just like a newspaper writer just on the internet. Instead of writing with your hand or typing on a typewriter, you got your phone and you're making the video. You're taking personal shots and you're getting the audience. You're denying real information. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. We don't need a person dressed in a polo shirt who only works his right arm with a hat. He probably has kids. He's probably one of those fathers, right? Telling us everything is fake because he has a scar in the middle of his head in his third eye. It's stuff. I understand where you're coming from, but don't get the angle messed up. The UFO is here to censor. It's here to create, and it's here to preserve. They told you what it is. But the thing about it is, if the planet was intruded, because they showed you P-47 and P-52, they look like midgets. They look like shrunk, smaller midgets. Look at a midget. They look like littler midgets. They call it Mexicans aliens, immigrants, and those are short people. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the word obtain degree? A degreed laugh, or a degreed kid, or a degreed prank, or degreed humor. There's nothing you can do. If you don't have children, right, and you don't understand a UFO, and you up here just still playing the race game the way you playing it, Because at the end of the day, bro Sanchez, honestly, truthfully, you're the type to speak against the white people. As soon as one of them bad white chicks come, you're going to smash her. If she lets you hit raw, you're going to hit her raw. You don't hate her that much to where you're gonna seclude yourself 100% away from white people. Impossible. You're not going to do it. You're not going to take advantage. If they got a chance to pay you, bro Sanchez, you're going to pay them. So why go on the internet and PBS News and CNN and say everything they lying about everything? They don't know themselves. You know, they know that certain people is getting paid money they shouldn't be getting paid about. That's it. Everything else is uncivilized. They still searching, and guess what? They bump heads, because if I got a thought and you got a thought, and then your thought don't rhyme with my thought, then we'll bump heads. And we'll both be here looking stupid because we talking about the same thing. And like I said, it's different types of UFOs, just like it's different types of alien type races. It's different type of human beings. You got light skin, white, black. You just look at it. Look at the simplicity of it. This is what I'm saying. It's all embodiment. Can't you realize that a human being is gonna feel like he's under or she's under the camera 24/7? Don't you notice that we feel like we could become famous because sometimes, most of the time, or whatever, we feel like we're being watched. We're perhaps being watched by the other embodiments, which is the aliens. We're not watching them because we're searching for them. And it could be funny to them that we're looking for them and we can't find them. And we're still going to look. We're still going to look, and we can't get them the way we want. That's the reality of life. When you do division and you got to break everything down, and then you got to have a remainder, and you remember the remainder, the R, you got to put whatever was left over with the decimal afterwards. Those, for every number after the decimal, those are just categories of life. Parentism, are you a teacher? Diet, fame, depression, mental health. That's it. That's all the numbers is. You try to synchronize and you try to clog everything together and rhyme together. This is what your community does. This is why I get the attention to certain people, to the people that matter. If I got your attention, then that means you matter. Don't you know I'm not around people because I don't want to be around people? But if you happen to find me or I find my content and learn from it, then I guess I mattered. There's nothing you can say. You can't sit up here and deny it. You can't stop going against the white people. You're learning from the white people, and then as soon as you get the proper breath to speak on your own, you just bash everything that your teacher just taught you. I don't care. I don't think that's racism. That's not racism. Because if I'm racist and you're not the same race as me and I'm not a white person and I get offended at that, I don't think that's racism. That's a whole nother angle, because what if you do that to me? What if you learn from me and then, shade me after you learn from me? It's embodiment. It's a bubble in the simulation. It shows you a UFO, a UAP. It shows you a human being that you are not in charge. So no matter what type of scam you running, or what type of family you have, or organization you run, that's just your little foundation of fun. When you start thinking up, you're going to get struck down. He's stuck in the house scared to death. Bro Sanchez TV, he's scared to death. He's seen that the government's starting to get real with people. They starting to get mad with us, and they starting to get real with us. And they starting to show us the stuff that used to scare us back in the day, because they trying to scare us back in place. So certain people, they sitting in the house and they shivering and they scared now, because they going and they doing deep dive searching and connecting things and finding out that other embodiments walk the planet, and that when a UFO turns sideways, it can turn into a portal for a skinwalker. And the skinwalker, I told you before, there's two realms. It's an animal realm and it's a human realm. And when it turns sideways, animals cross over as is. It's white. You can see a rabbit and it looks clear. You're like, yo, am I seeing that? It looks like a cloud. And then as soon as it crosses over to Ohio, it's brown, full of life, and it rain on its own. What are you going to do? Start chasing it? No, you're not. What are you going to do? Catch it? No, you're not. It's a part of the simulation. You're living in it. No matter how woke you think you are. He is scared to death. This nigga scared. Scared to death. These white people look just like the Nordics. They've had it with us. They're about to turn on us and tell the lizards to turn on us too. And all the people that got children, you live with your children, you feel like you got this authority over everybody living. You know them, those type of people. You finally came in contact with the real life flesh aliens from not from here. Different type of embodiment. All through incorporeal, ghostly, subconscious activity. This is the realization. If a nuclear bomb hit right now, everything I said was correct. The Nordics and the lizard people is probably the only people that can live in a nuclear attack. A gas storm. A green alien in a gas storm, not a human being. If we made from everything, and because we crossed, think about it. They didn't make us in the corporeal realm. They made us in the incorporeal realm because they are a part of the incorporeal realm. Eve is not a part of the incorporeal realm the way that they are. When I made the reference, when I got the chakra and I died at a young age, right, and came back to life, and then my kids came through the incorporeal, I was there being born, dying, and coming back. So it's like me coming back for my kids as they big brother or friend or cousin, uncle or whatever, coming back for them. You see the picture, you see the embodiment that I'm trying to show y'all. You see how certain people is more of a cameraman, certain people is an actress, or whatever. He can't take it. He's scared to death. He can't be my friend. I spooked the whole college. They tried to evilly use Christianity in baptism, all of that. They tried to use that on me. They tried to use that on me in a real evil way. And I'm trying to show everybody, right? The reason why they're showing these UFOs is because the UFOs is showing you paranormal activity more or less than preserving, more or less than creation. It looks like the UFO is a hearse, more or less than seeing a UFO. Think about it. What's more scary? If a UFO go over the water and shoot down water into the water, or if you just see a UFO that scare you for 3 seconds or 4 seconds and it fly by. Look at the embodiment. If you see a UFO shooting oil or dirt into oil and dirt, right, and it looks scary, that looks more scarier because as it's preserving, that looks more scarier to the human eye than a regular UFO that's beating like a heartbeat because somebody just passed away when it wasn't their time and they got to carry him to a dimension. I just said a UFO could turn sideways and put you into a portal. So it's going to planet Serpo and it's going to mess with the skinwalkers. The skinwalkers turn into embodiment. That's why you see flashes, you see blurs, you see flashes, blurs, you see all types of spots and dots. It's tricks and stuff. And then eventually, the magic or the skin starts to grow on them. It's like hair. You see how hair starts to grow on you? It starts to turn like that with a skinwalker. They know it for a fact. This is nothing I'm making up. Like you're learning it, right? But you're not living in it. You're not living in it because you don't see the preserving UFO spitting water into the water or soil into grasslands. You don't see it. You only see the UFO driving by with the dead body. And they trying to shoot the UFO driving by with the dead body to try to disturb somebody's soul. It's evil like that. Listen to the courts. I sentenced you to 9,999 years eternal death. And when you be born and come back, you go back to jail again. Judges say that to people. And that's the type of activity that happens. The military shoots down UFOs. What if that was that man's embodiment that passed away in jail after getting sentenced for 9,099? You know? And then he's trying to come back as something, and then he comes back as something, and it's a human back in jail in a different flesh. That's how it is. You can't say somebody died, but somebody's alive, and they was just alike. Okay, you had twins, and one of the twins passed away. You see what I'm saying? Or one of the twins moved to Ohio, and one of them moved to Canada. He moved to Canada, one of them moved. So somebody gonna see the same exact look. They was identical. Do you see what I'm saying? Embodiment. You don't understand it, so you shouldn't say negative stuff about the embodiment of what they teaching us, because they scared too. If you were half Nordic or half lizard, and then you see somebody that's another type of half alien, and they don't like you for real, and y'all have a natural hatred for each other. You don't know each other or nothing. It's just a natural I don't like you off the rip. And then you read into the history of aliens, and you kind of see the resemblance in facial features and body structures. It starts to make sense. You have to accept it for what it is. It's too many Brother Sanchez TVs out here. It's too many of these type of fathers that's safe in the crib. You rather die on camera. You rather die in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not outside chasing a UFO. You know? So don't be in the crib downplaying everybody's content, saying it's fake, when you're scared to death. You're scared to death. You're scared, nigga. Let's face it. Certain people know it's real. They don't watch TV. They read books. You see, that's what the Jewish community do when they on the train and they in the subway and all of that, and they on the railroad. They reading books. They staying away from TV, and they phone is their TV because they know the embodiments is here. The embodiments come through vibration. Human beings, we can make certain sounds in an up high pitched voice or a low deep sound, and it conjures certain type and certain looking type of things. You got deep water and you got shallow water. Is Vishnu shape-shifting into a shark attacking you in shallow water? Or is a shark the Iblis and it's Shiva and he's down low biting you down there? Which one? It's embodiment. It's how you portray it. And you're scared of the embodiment because you show favoritism towards one, and then you show different types of negative feelings towards others. So when that other embodiment catches your negative embodiment, we want to show you a magic trick too. What are you really saying? You're going to sit up here for an hour and 45 minutes and say everything on CNN. Do you see how scared they are? Nancy Grace, if Nancy Grace is talking about it, it's real. I don't care how you feel about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, if you don't like Joe Rogan, you just don't like Joe Rogan. What he talk about is legitimate. But if you don't accept Nancy, you got a problem. Yeah. You're strike 3, you're out of here. If you don't accept when Nancy's saying something, it's a wrap. It's over. Because she knowing it's real too, and she's scared of that shit too. They know if he is. That's what she needs to concentrate on. Her job shouldn't be reporting on criminals. This is the dead honest truth. This is a criminal justice major where we got to talk to people and go to stuff and stuff like that. And then you be surprised on who you bump into. They want her in the paranormal realm like Miss Cleo and the Exorcist of Emily Rose. But she ain't with it. They don't want her on a platform just like Alex Jones. They don't want him doing that. They don't want him talking about the government. Go talk about sports or something. They don't want him telling the truth. They don't want to know Epstein is coming back as a transgender. They don't want to know that. And unfortunately, things like Epstein getting away what he does and then turning into a transgender and being seen in front of people, for some reason, it spawns a bubble called the UFO, because now he's a walking accident and then things transpire. Your attitude changes because of the UFO, if you see it or not. A UFO is going to be in the air regardless if you see it or not. Why do you think they putting cameras out? Everybody sleep, them joints is passing right by. And thank God that the camera was there and people run it back and then you see a UFO. Because we sleep. I think that's obvious. That's your religion. If your sky and your sun and your stars and your moon is in your religion, and you can't accept spirituality that way, and you seen somebody that had a religion, they shied away from their religion. Well, I could be the person that could point something to you. Because the embodiments is crossed up in the United States of America. So everything that I went on, right, from when I was high on Islam, I went on the original, and I'm still on the original roots of Islam. The original roots of Islam was the sanctioning body of the disrespect in Hinduism. Because they took everything that you know as Satanism, worshiping idols, and made it bad. When you used to worship idols back in the day, those 3 idols and the 3 women, the consorts, that was a good thing. Nowadays, it's a bad thing. So nobody knows what to believe. So that's why I say get your religion in the sky. And then when you see the UFOs, if it's on camera, TV, this, that, and the third, take your shot at a prayer. But just know that's a dead body. More or less than a preserver trying to make the tall trees come. Okay? Or create, where's the creator? I think the creator is the worst one. It's a mothership. You feel me? If I'm not mistaken, a little shorty bugged out 2 summers ago. He just started coming back around. I really don't flow with shorty. It is something magical about him. He a little Spanish cat. I'm dead serious. You can come see it yourself. They said alright, here how it looks. I'm going to just give you how it looks. When you walk into the park, I guess it's DMX's park now. It used to be known as Trevor Park. So if you want to GPS it, then go ahead, be my guest. But GPS the Trevor Park. When you walk into the park, on the left is the actual park. It's on the right, there's a greenhouse, an old greenhouse where we used to always see a UFO back in the day, okay? I'm going to just keep it 100. And the whole park is on the hill going down towards the train tracks, which falls into the Hudson River that leads into the Alpine, New Jersey. So on the left, as you enter Trevor Park, is the park. It's the playground, it's the tennis court, and it's a basketball court, right? So when you go further, like ahead, when you go forward, if you enter the basketball court, it's a baseball field. It's 2 baseball fields opposite from each other. You can use them as a track, right? And it's on a hill. Well, it's at the end of the hill, but there's a steep hill immediately after. Just check it out. Now, me for one, before Shorty was born, and I'm telling you about this baseball field right before it was here. It was trees, and it's still trees there. They just knocked down more trees, and they just knocked down the chairs back there. Long story short, the same left side where I seen the tiny tree person after I just went through what I went through, Shorty has his own little magical little group, right? And they was complaining that they said these cats just came out of nowhere. They just came down from one of them flying saucer drains, just walked on the basketball court and started playing ball with them. Now look, I can't front, right? I can't front. The little shorty that got the aura, the little Spanish, he's Spanish, right? He got long hair. He looked like he one of them little Samson. Remember Samson from the Bible? He looked like he one of them little shorties. But me personally, I don't really like nobody, so I stay away from them. But he's trying to get my attention. He's too young to be with me. But I notice, this is one thing you got to pay attention to. Every time this little nigga is around, There's always the best birds out. The peregrine falcon is flying over the basketball court. The golden eagle is there. The bald eagles, I promise you. Now listen, these birds has been there before he was here, because I've seen the birds too, right? But when he's here, for some reason, the birds start flying low. So he seen the falcon and he got low. He got scared. That joint was funny, but I try not to look at him because he's pent. He's scared, but he know he can control what he can control. And people be looking at him like they don't like him either, but they know it's something about this little nigga. It's just something about it. So look, I'm outside, boom, playing basketball. I'm facing the outside of the park, and they facing the way where they supposedly had saw the UFO put the people down, and they there waiting for it. You should see the shorties. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing and feeling and everything. Everything was different. Boom. So I turned my back on the shorties. Boom, boom, boom. And then I turned around again, and I promise I didn't see nobody. I didn't see no sources or nothing. But I don't know where these little niggas came from. Facts. I don't know where they came from. It was that quick. It was that quick. I turned around, right? And I was shooting by myself. I always shoot by myself. I kid you not. I'm not lying to you. When I turned around, in the middle of the baseball field, these two niggas was just there. It's impossible, right? It's impossible for them to get down the hill that quick. It was impossible. They not me. I can't run that fast. And I'm faster than everybody outside. I'm faster than everybody on the block. You can't beat me in a long distance run. You can't beat me in a distance run. If you're gonna beat me in a football interval for 100 yards, you practice for 100 yards. I practice to run to another state. Meaning in some hours, I'm still gonna pick up speed, high speed. I practice to run to another state. So when I turn around. I turned around, these little niggas was just in the middle of the baseball field. I couldn't believe it. The little nigga looked at me and he smiled at me. And I think the little nigga smiled at me because I missed the sources. I turned around dumb quick because I was like, it's impossible. Listen to me. It's impossible for anybody at that time, because we was all facing each other, to be in the middle of the baseball field right there where I'm thinking about at that point in time. It was impossible. It's impossible. It was impossible. I turned around way too quick. I looked at this little nigga. You have to stay away from me. Facts. So just come to the park. That's what I'm saying. You can't say it's fake. Maybe they played the trick on me. I don't know. Maybe them little niggas was hiding behind the tree, and the little Samson shorty had a hand sign, and he did one of those dirty Spanish moves that they get, and they get the win, and they run off in victory, and they laugh at you. Maybe he pulled one of those moves. I don't know. I don't know. That dream was just crazy. The Falcons was flying low, and all of that. I was like, oh man, it's out here. This is what it is. It's the closing in. This father, right? This father is upstairs, neglecting his children, scared to death, trying to prove to us that he's smart. Waste of time. Don't nobody care if you're smart. We care if the shit is real or not. If it's real. We don't care if you're smart. We care if it's real. Like I said, the little shorties could have came from the bleachers. They could have ran from the bleachers. They could have been timing my dribble moves. They could have orchestrated it. It's just like the emails. It's the Epstein emails, the Trump emails. It was all a movie. It wasn't really pedophilia. It was just a movie. We had to make a movie in another country. That's all it was. That's what it could have been. I don't know. I just know the birds was out and the park was a little different. It's embodiment, incorporeal. told you. They took down the tall trees because the orb, meaning the electric orb that y'all keep calling a UFO, that's not a UFO. That's not a UFO. That orb is supposed to hit the tree that the tiny tree person was in to make the saucer. To make the saucer. The saucer ain't like a heavy metal object you can't pick up either. It's not how it looks. You feel me? It's tricks. It's fools. It's tricks. It look like one of them saucers weigh like 1,000,000 pounds. And it don't. It feel like something. And it don't. It's not technology. It's tar. Frozen tar. Frozen lava. Imagine that. You can freeze lava. What if that's possible? Frozen acid. Frozen acid. You see the compounds? The compounds I'm trying to create from it. That tar is out in the universe. Tar comes down. It slips down. A UFO can spit tar. It can spit tar and it looks mad scary. So you got to think for years, thousands and thousands and thousands of years, that the alien was just trying to figure out a way to control us and hide, the scary side of life. Think, y'all. Put it together. You got a bell. You got an instrument with tall trees on a planet. You're there in yoga. You don't think we would be strong enough to see a UFO performing a magical miracle or something like that? You don't think that's more amazing? You don't think that's what the human body is for? You don't think that's what a chakra is for? When you feel the vibration and the volume or something like that of an instrument or a bigger UFO because a bigger electric ball hit a bigger tree. And the tiny tree people is in there, and this is their earth. This is their, you know what I'm saying? This is their planet. We just an embodiment of them. You don't think that matters? You're gonna be punished for whatever because you can catch on to certain things. You're not a baby and you're not a fool. You're not full 100% retarded. So you're not gonna be forgiven for something if you're looking for somebody to be forgiven for that can articulate and basically communicate on the same level as you. That's what the earth shows without conversation. It shows that without language. When a mom she eats her baby, or when a lion eats the cubs. It shows you there's no words, it's only action. Degeneration isn't a word on a green and black shirt. It's an action. And chicks, they don't start it to degenerate, so you just wasted our time. So it's fuck you. Period, point blank. That's the laugh that a man gets to a woman when she thinks she's getting off on a man. The behavior is so unnecessary. We're trying to figure out where the fuck it came from. And it came from an alien. So what we don't need is Bro Sanchez to be hypnotized by another alien saying everything is fake, spam, and propaganda to hurt us even more, and then go put his kids out in with our kids to pump his narrative even more, or to let his kids just animal out and be savages on our kids because he gets a lot of money. The fuck are you talking about? This is every day in the simulation. This is my kids being abducted by your kids. And you giving out the wrong message. This is people going upstairs thinking about other people's kids. You're already a miserable person with your own problems. And the first thing you want to do for laughter is make an imaginary friend. And then want to call somebody crazy when they feel some type of way about something. And swear to God that you're spiritual. So what is it then? If you holding your breath for feeling for an imaginary friend, how isn't that spiritual? I just don't get it, Your Honor. So you people pick and choose on what you do. Don't sit up here like a coward, brother. You're sitting up here like a coward denying the truth. This is what I mean. It's that behavior. You're scared to get up with a nigga like me because you think I'm a part of that shit. That's what it is. That's what this whole thing is about. So take it that way. I want it to be that strong. You questioned God before the pandemic. All of y'all. Man. I don't care if it's a robot, flying saucer, or nothing. It looks digital. Once it looks digital, it explains everything. You're missing a whole shot of life. Come on, man. You got UFOs teaching savage Indians in other lands on what they do. It's not just carrying a dead body. You got savage Indians on the other side of the planet watching UFOs get low and spitting tar and oil into swamps. And the savage that can't speak English basically understands the job of the UFO and what it just did. And you got people like us that got a whole thing called education, and we never experienced or saw anything like that, and that's what we searching for. And the government know it. And won't show it. It's punishment. It's 100% punishment. You heard the girls. Why do we have to work? If that complaint has to come out, nobody can argue that. So just end the situation. You want to sit behind here and make more bad controversy to get our angle shut down, then you're not going to be able to sit home. They're going to make you come to work, harass and molest you again. Years later. Go with the punches. Flow with it. Say with certain things. You say certain things on the YouTube, it's going to pick up its spam. And it's going to be a complaint. You're going to get flagged. Stop saying certain things. That's my point. This is how people are. If you have somebody in your family that's a big time YouTuber or getting paid for YouTube right now, you are entitled to hate them because they can easily put you on and help you pay your bills and preserve your health at the same time, and they just won't. Okay? Especially YouTube. They not getting up every day at a certain schedule reporting on Channel 11 News, Channel 12 News. No, they not. They sitting up here, he say, she say. Only reason why my stuff is great is because I went to school. I had to pay for my education. And I learned on my own. And seen things on my own. They're regurgitating my stuff. You're getting paid to prep you for a lawsuit. Every one of them, Puff Daddy, Bill Cosby, who else y'all did it? Y'all did dirty too. She sue you. All of y'all. They should sue all y'all. Oh man, that's not fair to nobody. Sitting up here calling us crazy. Calling your kids crazy because they see a picture of something that might be an alien and you going to sit up there for a laugh. And this is what I see with these type of dudes. For a laugh, he going to sit up there and scare the shit out of his child just so he can have his way. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of fathers that's out here. This is what I look through, dog. This is the sickening factor. This is the reality of the situation, man. A UFO is really an organic bubble, yo. It's a bubble. It's here to possess you like a demon, yo. It's here to write it's here to write your chapter and then turn the page and close the book. It's here to show you pictures, man. You don't have to see it for it to do its job. You don't have to see it. The balls of lightning is different. You talking about something totally different. Jesus wasn't praying to no balls of lightning. You feel me? Was that a gray UFO? I mean, was that a gray alien turned into a UFO? Like embodiment. Listen to what I'm talking about. Virgin birth. Embodiment. Trick shot? Is it the Cabbage Patch fertility click shot? Is that what they saying? You see what I'm saying? can't. You gotta find another angle. You gotta find another angle. You can't sit up here and do that and say that the certain things is fake and certain pictures is fake. Word. None of my content's fake. I showed you the balls of lightning, which is fact. I showed you the balls of lightning hovering over what used to be the trees of the tiny tree people. If you go look up that UFO that was in the back in the woods, remember the UFO that scared everybody? They played that on the news. Remember they put that on the news? That's the process I'm talking about. Remember in the woods they had the big UFO in the woods and it was mad low? That's when a ball of lightning hits the tree that the tiny tree UFO, that the tiny tree people is in, and that craft comes out. Yes, it does. That's why they took away certain trees. The tree has a certain look. The tree has an old castle, colonial era fantasy world look. And when they cut the tree down, they got to go get the root, or it's going to grow back on its own. So all they doing is going to get the root and they putting the tree somewhere else and giving the home to the tiny tree people somewhere else. Whether the porter knows it or not, it's going to happen. Because you got to bring the tree back to us. We told you to cut it down. Now you got to bring the tree over here. We'll take it from here. You see how the world works? It's really a supernatural entity blocking the organicness of planet Earth. The preserver and the creator seeing UFOs actually work instead of seeing the Shiva embodiment carrying the dead body away. That's what a pitchfork is for, a trident pitchfork. You plunge it into the body after it's dead and you put it into the fire so it won't pollute the earth. That's all the trident was for. That's all his job was to take the bodies and take the roadkill and put it in the fire. Iblis is a fiery one. This is the embodiment. This is the characters. This is the personas. Yeah, that come into embodiment. When the wind blows, is invisible, but within the invisible wind is those evil, malicious feelings. Is the evil, malicious behavior. It's invisible. It's incorporeal. What part don't you understand? The violent wind. The wind blows violently. That's why I say, learn your words. Obtain degree. Degreed wind. Is it a violent pour? Is it a violent swish or gust? You see that? That's your religion. That's your religion. That's your spirituality. You got your son. All of that. Feel me? You can't keep saying you a monster and you really not like that. You're gonna make an enemy. Word. You know? He look like he should be invested in music. You shouldn't be talking about the white people lying about the UFOs. You sitting up here with a gold Rolex, a gold diamond bracelet, a fitted hat on, with a gold little necklace talking about the white people wrong. And they confused too. Don't sign somebody. Go to Texas and tell Jay Prince to stop killing people. Okay, do that. He got one of them auras. Hey y'all, how you doing? You should not be talking about no UFOs. You should be getting the family together, trying to calm us down. Come on, man. Look how it's taking off, man. You can't say it's fake, man. It's gonna look fake. It's digital. You are digital. You are in assimilation. You came from the dead realm. You came from the dead realm. You came to purgatory. This is purgatory. You came from the dead realm. The dead realm is still here. That's part of our story. You got to accept it. Think about an Etch-a-Sketch. Think about an Etch-a-Sketch. You see this, the pewter, the silver pewter color? That's incorporeal. You can see that. You can see something like that walking next to you if we wasn't so controlled. And that joint is scared you. It's not here no more. The invisible feelings, the celestial embodiment. Write it down, brother. Okay? Write it down. Celestial embodiment. Whenever we talking about Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu, or any type of god, or any type of devil or demonic entity, it has everything to do with celestial embodiment. And when we refer to a celestial embodiment, it's basically our feelings and what makes us the monsters or animals what they are. The invisible feelings that we feel, the savageness. That's called celestial embodiment. Stop thinking about an astronaut when you think about celestial embodiment. Think about celestial embodiment. Think about why a wolf acts like a wolf. Why is a wolf howling at the moon? Does he want to be fat? Does he want a better life? He don't want to be in the rain or live underground anymore? Is he crying? Is it gluttony and avarice? Did he come from Planet Serpo and get tricked? Think about it like that. Stop calling everybody a fucking liar. Everybody's not a fucking liar. Certain niggas tell the truth. See, I got stabbed over a lie, son. I want one of these black aliens just to suffocate you in front of me. You notice the government is shooting people with what? Energy weapons. They're not shooting people with bullets and calibers. They're shooting people with energy weapons. That's celestial embodiment. That's why God is real. That's why Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, that's why it's real. It's celestial embodiment. Whatever the person becomes, it's because the pile of celestial embodiment paved them to become that way. That's me and you. So accept yourself, just like you accept other people. We are celestial embodiment. We are the ghostly. We are the intangible. This is purgatory. We are in the corporeal. We are in the tangible. Eventually, it becomes what? The intangible, because death is prominent. You came from there. Degeneration. This is not the world of generation. Otherwise, we'll be jumping out the planet. This is the world of death, to come back to die again. A flower, a grass, seasonal. So stop calling everything fake. I don't want his kids with my kids. They're going to be splashing bleach and shit. You feel me? And Clorox. I don't want that shit, man. These are the people I'm around. Y'all forgot that I was doing casework, study work. I'm talking about house and case study work in a whole nother state. I was in the federal books in a whole nother state. That was my job from college. I took a downgrade when I came back to New York. I took a downgrade when I came back to this piece of shit. I was in case studies. Okay? I had to write paperwork every day. Long ass paperwork. After assessing people. Kids and all of that. Sleep on me as much as you want. I'm not sucking nobody's dick. Fuck you. Die slow. Think about that shit. You fell right into my trap. I always wanted to be the best. I always wanted to be the best. I made sure I was going to be the best in something when it was all said and done. It was just something I was going to have everybody beating. A lot of people can't say it. I made sure I made my impact on the simulation that way. You're here. It's over. You in the negative. My eyes is purple. You're all dead. You're not me. We're waiting for y'all to get y'all chakra. We'll wait. Okay. We'll wait. You go outside, you go to the parks, you go in them woods. Those are not average white people, average people out there in the wilderness. You feel me? You gotta be aware. Certain people is allergic to certain things, and certain people ain't allergic to it. We all different. Talking about Brother Sanchez. He talking about everything is fake. He's smoking out of Popeye. You remember Popeye and olive oil? He's smoking out of one of them joints. He one of them black skinny fathers that probably got his kids terrified of him. He got a gun. What he says goes. He drinks, and then everything is held up. His kids is complaining, and somebody just has to go beat him up. He got all the money in the world. Stop pumping the wrong message, dude. It's going to get spooky and frightening. It shows you, hear me. Say you believe in it. Say it's real. What you scared of? Don't you know girls hate gay guys for that? They hate down low guys. Guys that fuck other guys on the low. They hate that. They be like, yo, you just live your life. You should be out and about so you can, surround yourself with people that that got the same taste as you. That's a real fact. That's really what happens. I'm just being real with you. Certain things is spam. I'm not gonna lie. Certain things is spam. Don't do that, bro. Deshae, what you want to know about a UFO? If you want to get abducted by a UFO, you always have your gun with you. Shoot your gun. Shoot it at the moon, shoot it at the sun, shoot it at the stars until you see one and then start busting at a UFO. Okay? Watch the bubble come correct you.